Hello and welcome to a very different setup than the usual way I film. It is nighttime, but I felt inspired to film, so I am going to anyway. And it's basically because of a comment I got on one of my no spend challenge year videos, and it's from a Gabby Arnaz. I hope I'm saying that right. It says, "Hi, how did you get started? How do you organize yourself to achieve your goals? I'd love to do a no buy challenge as well, but I don't know where to start. Thank you." So thank you for the comment. I did reply in the comments, but I thought I would do a video response because I've had quite a few questions around this, and I thought this might be helpful for more than just the one person who asked. So yeah, I am living in an intentional Camp Hill community which is set up for people with developmental disabilities. It is quite self-sustaining and all my basic needs are met, and I just get a stipend of $174 a month, and that's for me to to cover any personal costs, any clothes I might need to buy, or any extra toiletries. Like the basics are covered, sort of like shampoo and soap, but anything that's extra, that is for me to spend on whatever I need. And yeah, I just thought this was a perfect opportunity to try and save as much of that money as possible, partly because coming here, you know, I'm not coming here for the money, I'm coming here to be here and help people with developmental disabilities, but I didn't really want to dive into my savings if I needed to get anything, and you know, if I wanted to do anything. So I thought, you know, this would be a great time for me to try and save as much as I can of that money, so that if I do want to go traveling when I get my break, you know, I can do that and I'm not going to be spending my savings money. So yeah, that's my situation, that's what I'm working with. If you've been following the no spend challenge, you would already know that, but yeah, that's just the perfect situation I have. And now I'm going to give suggestions for someone who's just living their normal life, who hasn't got the luxury I have of everything sort of being set up for me. And that is, yeah, the first thing I would say is to try and figure out why you want to do this in the first place. I know there's the obvious of just saving money, but why do you want to save money? Where do you want that money to go to? Are you wanting to go traveling somewhere? Are you wanting to build up an emergency savings? Are you wanting to, yeah, just have the freedom for not worrying about it? That's basically why I like to save as well, is just to know that I have a few $1,000s behind me if something goes wrong, if my laptop breaks, whatever it is. Stuff tends to happen in this world, and it's just good to have a plan B, you know. But the reason that I wanted to do this challenge is actually just to see my relationship to money, because it is quite a powerful thing in this world, and we can also really use our money in an unintentional way. And I just wanted to see what my relationship was to it and just experiment with myself more than anything else, because yeah, why not? So that was my reason, and I think I encourage you to have a reason, and a good one that you connect to, because it will help you stay motivated. The next thing I would suggest to do is figure out what your necessities are and how much they cost you. So your rent, your car payments, your bills, your basic grocery shoppings, like grocery shopping, but not including that really expensive goat's cheese or anything like that. Like, you know, be discreet and be honest with yourself and really decide what you need. Don't go overboard. Yeah, phone, you know, your phone payment or whatever it is, because you need that for work, and you know, your transport to and from work. But I wouldn't include your transport to like go see your friends for cocktails, you know. Just be aware of like what is actually a necessity and what isn't. And you know, your Netflix subscription kind of doesn't belong in the necessity category. It more belongs in like the, you know, personal spending category. And yeah, that would be the first thing I would do, and then just get a rough average of how much it all costs you. Maybe, you know, budget for a little bit more, or like just add a little bit more to it, and then just put that into account, and all your bills, everything just comes out of that amount. And if there's anything left over, just leave it in there, so that if the next month you go over or whatever it is, you have a sort of a bit of a backup. Obviously it's up to your discretion if you ridiculously use your phone bill and then you need more money that you have to take from somewhere else. That's all up to you. But yeah, that would be my first part or second part. And then the next part is that whatever you have left, is what you now get to work with. And I wouldn't be strict on yourself and be like, I'm budgeting like $100 this month. I would just say, you know, set yourself a little goal, a rough goal. It's not something you have to stick to. You don't have to get angry at yourself if you don't get there, and that can kind of be a motivator. I'm in a different situation where I just get one day off a week, and I have a lot of study to do, so usually I'm not one going out all the time. I don't really have time to go out during the week because I work long hours and I need to kind of be in the house in case of any emergencies. So you're probably going to be spending more money than I am on experiences and going out to dinner with friends and cocktails or whatever it is. And, you know, don't limit yourself just because you're doing this challenge. Just be quite conscious and be selective with the things you want to do, and try and get your friends and family to do different activities. Maybe let's not go to the steakhouse and spend however much money, like $50-$60 a head on a meal. Instead, like, cook all your family or your friends a nice meal at home, have some cheap wine, you know, play some games or whatever it is. Like, try and find alternatives. Like, you know, instead of going to get a coffee with a friend, just go for a walk in the woods, or find a nice place to walk if you live near the beach, or just even walk around the city. You know, you can find cool things to see. So, you know, try and find some kind of alternative to spending money in terms of having experiences, but don't limit yourself with experiences. What you really need to focus on limiting is bringing in unnecessary products. So, you know, you might need certain things, you might need a new jumper because it's really cold or whatever it is, but just be very honest with yourself and really evaluate if you need something or not, because this is what's going to help motivate you. And then you just spend what you have to spend that month, and, you know, don't be really harsh on yourself. That's not the point. The point is to see your relationship to money, and hopefully the outcome is that you are able to save some of that. And then each month, I would just say, like, this month, that's how much you have to play with. You try and save as much of that as possible, and then at the end of the month, put it into a savings. And then the next month you get the next lot to play with, then again put it in the savings, and just do that. So each month you just have what you have, and you need to work with that. If like a really awesome opportunity or awesome experience comes up, then, you know, feel free to take out of your savings and, you know, go have that awesome weekend trip with your partner or whatever it is. But yeah, just, it's up to your discretion. I trust that you have the ability to evaluate that for yourself, but the main thing is to limit your product consumption and be very intentional with the products you spend. Be intentional with the experiences you have with friends and family. And yeah, it's not bad to spend money, but it's important to spend money intentionally, and I think this experiment really helps you to do that. You can decide how long you want to do it for. I mean, I'm doing it for a year, which, as someone did say, it's a very overwhelming amount of time to think about that. But, you know, try 6 months, or, you know, do try to at least take it at least a month at a time, and try to do it for as long as you can. And, you know, I feel like this is something that I'm doing a no spend challenge here, but I feel like I want to do this for the rest of my life because I am learning so much. It's really empowering as well to not spend money, and when I do spend money, I'm very intentional with what I'm spending because I have the idea of trying to save as much of it as possible. And I do a lot more research into the products I'm going to buy because I'm not trying to bring unnecessary, unvaluable, low quality, you know, I want really high quality things into my life. So yeah, this challenge is helping me to do that. So I hope this answers quite a few of your questions. If it doesn't, please leave them below. I'm happy to film another video responding to any questions down below, or just I will respond in the comments anyway. And I will see you in the next video, which I hopefully will be in the lovely daylight instead of the glow of fluorescent bulbs. So anyway, see you next time. Bye!